All right, everybody. Thank you for joining. Welcome to week 1 of your 6-week program. This will be your mat class to do twice this week while you're not in the studio. So ideally you have 4 working Pilates days, 2 in the studio, and then do 2 days of this video. If you cannot hear or see me, let me know. We can work through all the kinks. All you'll need for your at-home workouts is a mat, some water, a sweat towel if you would like it. These videos will increase in intensity as we move throughout your program. There might be times I grab some lightweight 3-pound dumbbells. If you have those, great. If not, that's totally fine. We will always start with breathing. Today we're going to start seated. Let's cross your legs if that's comfortable for you. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Plug shoulders down into their back pockets. Nice long spine, long neck. Hands come to your ribs, just under your chest. And we'll start inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Nice deep inhale through the nose. And exhale through your mouth. You may have heard me already use this analogy, but I love it for Pilates breathing. Is on the inhale, I want you to think of an accordion expanding or opening. Ribs go lateral to the side, and as you exhale, ribs come back together like a corset's being tightened around you. So it's a nice wide lateral breath. And then everything comes back in, finding that core connection. I'll cue breathing throughout your mat workouts and your workouts in studio. It takes a while to get it down, so be patient with yourself as you learn. We'll do one more inhale. And exhale. Good. Hands come back to your knees. We'll just roll our shoulders back a little bit. Plug those shoulders back, and we'll bring ear down to the opposite shoulder. And switch. Working out any kinks in that neck. Good, one more time each side. And then we'll come lying down. Onto your back. Hopefully you can see me. Good so far. All right, so we're gonna go into pelvic tilts. I cue a lot of pelvic movement in session, so it's really important you get familiar with your pelvis and what it's doing throughout class. And then once you have that down, you'll start realizing out of the real world what your pelvis is doing. Kind of funky. So let's just start with hands on your pelvis. Mine are in kind of a diamond shape, just below my belly button. My feet are on the floor, my knees shine up to the ceiling. We're gonna find that inhale, exhale again. You're gonna take a deep inhale through your nose. And then as you exhale, I want you to think of tucking your pelvis towards your chin, squishing your low back into the mat. And then as you inhale, you come back to neutral. So exhale, a little tuck. Inhale, neutral. You can think of a marble between your hands rolling towards your chin, and then the movement to neutral moves it back, right between your hands. Inhale, exhale, tilt. And inhale, neutral. Now you're using your core here, you're not using your glutes. Good, one more. Exhale. Good, neutral. Arms come by your side. We're gonna start with that same movement and go to bridging. Now inhale, prepare. Exhale, tilt your pelvic towards your chin. Now let the rest of your spine peel up and off. Pressing into your arms, palms are suction cupped down. At the top, you should be in a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. You inhale at the top. And then you exhale, roll down. So again, tuck your pelvis as you roll down. You want your tailbone to be the last thing down. Inhaling at the bottom. Exhaling to tuck, peel off. My chin is tilted back, so I have a nice open neck, open throat. I can breathe easily. If you sound like this, you probably need to tilt your chin back. And then exhale, roll down. Now with your vertebrae landing and lifting, think of a string of pearls being lifted off a table. So one pearl at a time or one vertebrae at a time. And then same thing when we lower down. Lowering one vertebrae at a time. Good, we'll go up one more time. This time we're gonna hold. We're gonna dip our hips halfway down and then squeeze to lift all the way up. Little hip thrusts here. All about the glutes squeezing together. Okay, we'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way up and hold. Good, for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll all the way back down. Glutes and hamstrings should be fired up. Now you can just sway your knees side to side, get a little release. Okay, and we'll reset. Feet are still flat on the floor. Arms lift to the ceiling. Inhale to begin. Exhale, you're going to sweep your arms down to hovering off of the mat. Then you're going to rotate your palms to the basin, open your arms to a T, and circle right above your shoulders. So it's opening and closing. Exhale down. Inhale, sweep out to the side and up. Working on our shoulder mobility. Good, 2 more in this direction for 2. And 1, we'll start with hands above our shoulders again. This time we open to the side first, and then squeeze in by our body. Lift, inhale, exhale, out and around. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, arms by your side. We're gonna lift legs to tabletop. So tabletop is feet are floated up into the air. Your knees are stacked right over your hips. And your shin is parallel with the ceiling. I like to think of holding a tray of drinks on my shins. So feet aren't lower, feet aren't higher. Nice and parallel. Hands are gonna lift to the ceiling. We're gonna inhale and exhale. We're gonna lift your head and shoulders up, little crunch position, my gaze over my knees, and arms come down to hover off of the mat. As you inhale, you lift your arms, lower your head back down. Exhale up, inhale down. Now be mindful that you're not tucking your chin too far into your chest. Imagine holding an apple between chin and your chest. Again, nice, long neck. Now option to stay here. Or if you want to add on, you can extend one leg at a time out as you lift and bring it back to tabletop as you lower, and then switch. But again, option to stay here if you feel challenged enough. If not, you can extend both legs at the same time. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, bring it down, hug into your chest to rest your head. You can sway side to side like a little ball here. And we're gonna get crisscross. Let's bring hands behind your head, interlace them. Thumbs run down the base of your neck. Legs are in tabletop. You're gonna inhale. Rotate to one side, opposite leg extends. Now usually people think elbow to knee. I want you to think shoulder to knee. Elbows stay wide. Inhale, reset, and exhale to the other side. So you're drawing your ribs to the opposite side hip. Elbows stay wide. Think of a clothes hanger shape for them. Getting opposite shoulder peeled all the way off the mat. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, lower down, knees into your chest. Beautiful. Let's come onto our set. I'm gonna go on my left side first, that's available too. And I want you to have your legs stacked. So hips are stacked, knees stacked, feet are stacked, just out of the video, there we go. And I like to have my arm down, my head cradled in my hand. You can also extend all the way out and just lay onto your arm, or if you want, you can be propped up. If you're propped up, be mindful you aren't sinking into the side, you're nice and lifted the whole time. Top leg, we're gonna keep our toes shining forward. You're gonna lift slightly above hip height and lower down. Emphasis is on hip mobility here. You should feel some glute, especially with that foot flexed. But I'm also being mindful not letting my left side totally sink into the mat. Think of having a little space for a blueberry. Okay, we'll stay here for 6. 2. 1, we're gonna hold up, and little pulses down an inch and up. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Give yourself some little love taps if you need to, and we'll move to the other side. You can just flip around. I'm just gonna do this so you can see on your screen where we're at. Where you set. Left leg, foot stays flexed, up and away from your right side. Core is pulled in. You still have that lateral breath going. I like to exhale on the work, so exhale as you lift, and inhale as you lower. Now as you lower your leg, it's not just a drop down. We're resisting on the way down. It's work in both directions. We'll go 4, 3, 2, 1, lift. Little pulses here, up an inch and down. It's not bouncy. It's intentional in both directions still. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Let's come onto our stomach. If that's not available to you, let me know. We can modify this. Arms are gonna extend forward, legs extend behind. You're gonna press into your pubic bone and start swimming here. Neck is long, gaze is down. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Come down, take a breath. And we're gonna push up onto our hands, tuck your toes, and you're gonna come into a plank. I like to start on all fours, extend one leg back, the other leg back. We're gonna hold here for about 20 seconds. Pushing up and away from that shoulder girdle. Glutes squeeze together. Good, we'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring knees down. We'll find a child's pose here. Sitting back, reaching arms long, forehead to the mat. Slowing your breath. And we'll come back to all fours. Nice tabletop position. Let's go cat-cow here to stretch it out. So sticking your tail feathers out, lifting your head, arching your back. And then angry cat around that spine. Gaze goes to the floor, or to your knees. Inhaling. And exhaling. It's so important for spinal mobility and health to move our spine in all directions, which we will in every class. Okay, one more. Lovely. Let's come back to seated, just like we started. You can do the low kneel or crisscross, whatever feels good to you. Bring one hand to the floor. I'm going to start with my right hand on the floor. Left arm will extend over my head. I like to go slightly behind my head with that arm so I can have a nice kind of open chest stretch at the same time instead of being hunched over. You can bend into that right elbow. And then open up. Left hand on the floor, right arm overhead. And that wraps up your first mini class. I hope you feel good after this, whether you're winding down, starting your day, and I'll see you in the studio soon.